Hello, beautiful souls. So today is course lesson 35. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. Today's lesson I'm going to read quite thoroughly because Jesus is very descriptive and on point and perfect as always. But I'm just going to be very specific today in what's read. So he begins. Today's idea does not describe the way you see yourself now. It does, however, describe what vision will show you. It is difficult for anyone who thinks he is in this world to believe this of himself. Yet the reason he thinks he is in this world is because he does not believe it. And as I pause for a second, this is a big statement. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. At this time, it is difficult to perceive ourselves as holy when we think that we are in this world. We have currently made an identity for ourselves that is not this holiness. And we recognize our holiness when we recognize that our mind is part of God's. And so for the last few weeks, we have become aware of the thoughts that are in our mind, and that there are two different sources there. One that is of peace and one that is of fear. Today we are focusing on the self rather than the thoughts. I am very holy. You will believe that you are part of where you think you are. Either we are in this world or we are with God, right? So you will believe that you are part of where you think you are. That is because you surround yourself with the environment you want. And you want it to protect the image of yourself that you have made. So the environment protects the image of the self that we have made. The image is part of it. What you see while you believe you are in it is seen through the eyes of the image. It is not vision. Images cannot see. So Jesus is telling us that the way in which the world is currently seen is seen through images. We had this lesson before. My thoughts are images that I have made. And so what Jesus is saying is this is not vision. This is not the true vision of the self. And we are realizing today that the true vision of the self is that we are very holy because my mind is part of God's. So he's saying that the idea for today presents a very different view of yourself. Very different view of yourself. By establishing your source, it establishes your identity. And it describes you as you must really be in truth. This is what we are in truth, not in this world. We will use a somewhat different kind of application for today's idea, because the emphasis for today is on the perceiver rather than on what it perceives. So this is great. Again, it's going on the self today instead of the thoughts or what's happening in this world that we see with our eyes. It is on the self. So it's beautiful. For each of the 3 5-minute practice periods today, begin by repeating today's idea to yourself, and then close your eyes and search your mind for the various kinds of descriptive terms in which you see yourself. So we're going to be very active in the mind searching today for all the names and words that we use to describe ourselves. So we're going to bring all that up to surface today. It says, include all of the ego-based attributes which you ascribe to yourself, positive or negative, desirable or undesirable, grandiose or debased. All of them are equally unreal because you do not look upon yourself through the eyes of holiness. So they're all equally unreal because they are images that we have made. They are what we have believed to be true about ourselves over the years, but they're not the truth about ourselves because we're not seeing it through the eyes of holiness. In the earlier part of the mind-searching period, you will probably emphasize what you consider to be the more negative aspects of your perception of yourself. So that is okay. Bring up everything that you perceive to be this negative self that you see yourself to be. Jesus is saying that toward the latter part of the exercise period, however, more self-inflating descriptive terms may well cross your mind. So once we get through the negative, we get to the positive. So just keep going through them all. Try to recognize that the direction of your fantasies about yourself does not matter. Illusions have no direction in reality. They are merely not true. Matter of fact.
What do you mean?
What do you mean my thoughts about myself aren't true? It's happy to know that. A suitable, unselected list for applying the idea for today might be as follows. I see myself as imposed on. I see myself as depressed. I see myself as failing. I see myself as endangered. I see myself as helpless. I see myself as victorious.
Do you want to explain to me why there's little Asian bunnies all over my computer screen?
You have little Asian bunnies all over your computer screen? That's not my department.
Don't ask me.
We didn't touch your computer.
Okay, because Kayla saying, she's like, what the hell is on our computer screen? I'm like, what? And I'm like, I didn't do that.
That's really weird.
I know, that's really weird. Yeah,
Your mom was there earlier.
We love you guys.
Mom. That's probably my mom's idea of a prank.
Maybe, actually, to creep you
A
out.
prank. I have a bunch of boys upstairs and we're drinking.
All right, enjoy yourself.
Well,
Don't do anything rude.
I might come peek my head upstairs, so.
we're meet outside right now. It's one of the bongs from the basement. Do you guys have one of the other bongs in the basement? There was 3 and then we went down, there's 2 and I'm like, oh, we probably have the other one.
Actually, I think one may have been brought downstairs, but I have no idea.
Yeah, they're like blazing on the
I don't know.
They're like, oh, free blaze in your house like the last one. I'm like, no.
Not like last time.
Not like last time. I almost left the smoke in the basement because, like, the basement, I didn't really do anything. But I was like, you know what, just go on the deck.
I love you, Allie.
Indeed.
Enjoy yourself. So I have no idea if this video is going to continue to go forward because of the conversation that was just had, but all is well. So that's Susan's 20-year-old daughter upstairs with her friends.
But you can cut this out.
I can cut this out, so it's all good. I love it. Oh my God, so beautiful. So I will just keep reading down the list of thoughts that we may find coming across our mind. I see myself as helpless. I see myself as victorious. I see myself as losing out. I see myself as charitable. I see myself as virtuous. Ooh. You should not think of these terms in an abstract way. They will occur to you as various situations, personalities, and events in which you figure cross your mind. Pick up any specific situation that occurs to you. Identify the descriptive term or terms which you feel are applicable to your reactions to that situation, and use them in applying today's idea. After you have named each one, add, but my mind is part of God's. I am very holy. So Jesus is getting very specific for today, and even said that today's lesson is going to be a little bit different than the other ones have been. So we're literally just allowing ourselves to see what our thoughts may be about a particular situation, good or bad, or a particular self-descriptive identity term that we may apply to ourselves, and then to see it there for what it is, and then apply today's thought on top of it. So, during the longer exercise periods, there will probably be intervals in which nothing specific occurs to you. It might just be blank, and that's okay. He says, do not strain to think up specific things to fill the interval, but merely relax and repeat today's idea slowly until something occurs to you. Although nothing that does occur should be omitted from the exercises, nothing should be dug out with effort. Neither force nor discrimination should be used. So the reason Jesus is saying this is because when we allow ourselves just to relax and apply today's lesson, then we allow whatever needs to be shown to come up to consciousness. It bubbles up from the subconscious mind. But if we're trying to dig and find something there, then we're trying to guide ourselves. It's not up to us to take ourselves in through the understanding of mind training. That's Holy Spirit's job. So we're just letting our minds be still and be open and be relaxed so we can let this experience happen, and what the thoughts that we are having about ourselves will just appear in our minds, rather than us thinking that we have to dig or something. So just be relaxed, just be chill. As often as possible during the day, pick up a specific attribute or attributes you are ascribing to yourself at the time, and apply the idea for today to them, adding the idea to each of them in the form stated above. And what I'm seeing in my mind in regards to this is, even if when we walk by the mirror, I know that was a tendency for me before, that I'd walk by the mirror, I'd catch a glance of my body, and I'd have judgments and thoughts about that, right? So even just little things like that, begin to be aware throughout the day of what you are telling yourself about yourself. And it is this awareness that we can then apply today's thought to. So the final sentence here is, if nothing particular occurs to you, merely repeat the idea to yourself with your eyes closed. So he's saying go as in-depth as you're willing to take yourself, but at the same time you can also just apply today's idea throughout the day, right? So that's today's course lesson, and I'm actually really excited to apply it and see it and experience it and love it. My mind is part of God's. I am very holy. And so it is. I love all of you. Have a fabulous day. Bye.